Welcome back to Brad Sesmat's Football AZ. We had a great time last week at Pac-12 Media Day, and I was able to catch up with Yogi Roth to not only talk about ASU and U of A, but also his new book, 5-Star QB.
Over the last 20 years, quarterbacks and their parents have been asking the same exact questions. How do I deal with a scholarship, an official visit, recruiting, decommitting? How do I become a man on campus and deal with, just parties? How do I deal with life? How do I deal with flipping, transferring, whatever? And I was like, there needs to be a place for all this. Tribe of Mentors is what we kept thinking about, Joey Roberts and I, who co-wrote the book. So we need to create something and give advice to all these players, all these parents, and that's what it is. We interviewed over 50 of the top quarterbacks in the history of recruiting and asked them about their experience. So Bo Nix, Caleb Williams, Cam Rising, all the way back to Mark Sanchez, Ryan Paralou. I mean, you could go, there's a lot of names in that. And we wanted to hear their advice about their experience. And then we layered in 40 ambassadors of the game. Herm Edwards, Chip Kelly, David Shaw, Pete Carroll, John Schneider, Brendan Tracy, the Helinski family, a ton of the coaches in our league. And we just wanted them to give their thoughts on how to manage what they're going through. Like the parents, like Christian McCaffrey's mom, Bryce Young's dad, CJ Stroud's mom, about what it was like for them to go through it, and just give people something that could be a pseudo guidebook in their experience. And then I think finally fans. We humanized players. Like Blake Barnett's in the book. He went to 3 schools. Arizona State fans remember him. It was a challenging road for him, and he often gets labeled as a bust. A lot of these kids do. And I wanted to remind everybody that they're humans. And that's why the cover is a picture of their faces, to look at them and say, oh, wow, like, yeah, they have a heartbeat. They're not just a helmet and shoulder pads.
I'm sure going through this process, you saw some common threads with some of these players. What surprised you interviewing all of these people, attacking it from all angles that maybe you overlooked previously?
Well, what was really surprising is how they felt after being interviewed. Right? They're all like, I was really scared to answer these questions. I was really afraid to go there. Because we're asking about, hey, how did you deal with expectations? How did you deal with somebody putting a label on you and you not living up to that expectation? And to a man, all 54 of them said, that was so cathartic. To be able to attack a wound that they really haven't even addressed in their own football lives. A lot of these guys have just moved on from the game and said, I don't want to be a part of it, I just got to keep it moving. And I think some of them even fell back in love with the essence of what they fell in love with as a child, which is playing, versus rankings, standings, status. So that was really enjoyable to hear guys say, hey, thanks for letting me open up.
Moving forward for the Pac-12, Arizona State, picked 10th and 11th respectively. But what jumps out to you about where ASU's at, where U of A is at here as we head into the season?
Well, I think, to me, when you look at this league, I think Utah is the favorite, right? And then I look at Oregon, SC, and UCLA, for me, are the next 3 in really any order. The rest of the league, it's kind of up for grabs. Like, who do you want to put where? Unfortunately, somebody has to be at 12, 11, and 10 in the preseason rankings. But I look at these teams, and I'm most intrigued by Arizona State. Among all 12 in our league, what's Emory Jones going to be like? Will he be the quarterback? What's this offense going to look like? How's the O-line going to gel? Defensively, right? We got 2 new coordinators on both sides of the ball. But they have experience. And what is forgotten is that this team beat everybody other than Utah in the Pac-12 South last year. But it's not as though they haven't played in big games. Marlon Robertson, the play of his life against USC on the interception 2 years ago. Jordan Clark's played a lot of football. So I'm excited to see how they elevate. I think it's going to be a different style of play. Super curious about it. And then for Jed Fish and his team, they're just really young. But they've got talent. Tetsuroa McMillan will be an all-everything wide receiver by the time his career is over. Jacob Cowing is one of the top receivers in the slot in this league. Jane DeLore is the reigning freshman of the year. And the defense added so many players to a new coordinator, a new scheme, in Johnny Nansen. So I'm bullish on both of those teams. And I think, again, I look at this league, the depth of quarterback better than it's been in about 5 years. And I do think there isn't a game in the conference that you look and you're like, that team's going to get rolled. I just don't see it when we look at what we expect to come out once we get to games.
Yogi Roth, there's a reason he's the best in the business. Make sure to go check out his book, 5-Star Quarterback.